Morning guys, welcome back. It's 2025 and koi season is officially about to kick off. We are going to go through the filter, the pond, give it a vac out, get the grass cut, get the garden sorted and tidied, and a few other little things which we need to, or I need to, inform you of. So, first things first, let's get the shed open. And see how things have fared through the winter period. We've had a couple of disasters. I'm saying disasters, they're not really disasters. A couple of issues. We had a pump packing, which is my little secondary pump which feeds the trickle tower filter on the outside of the pond. The trickle tower filter itself, the barrel froze, cracked and split, but it was only weeping, so whilst it was only weeping I thought, sorry, it's not that big of a deal really. One of those little cracky weeps that would have probably resealed itself back up, so I thought we'll leave it be and we'll keep it running and we'll see how things go. And it'll probably seal itself. Then the pump packed in. So it was a case of the pump's gone, the tank's gone, or the barrel's gone. We're going to build a new one. Going to keep the same principle, or we're going to replace it with a backy shower, by such a trickle shower with some filter boxes, sponges at the top and 2 lots of filter media for it to pass down and through, simplifying it and getting rid of the barrel. Some more sturdier products, very similar to what the guys, or we, use down at Exclusively Koi. I can say that now. I can say we because I am part of said we now. So it's very similar to making it a very similar sort of thing, exactly how the filter systems are at work, as a secondary aid to the filter that I already run inside the shed. So removing this, banging in a trickle shower, and then back through the little polishing box through the secondary UV. I did have to turn the UV on a couple of weeks ago because we was getting, sorry, I'm just fastening my boots up at the same time, we were getting a little bit of blanket algae. I knocked them off, and I think I had them switched off for about 3 months, and we started with a bit of blanket algae. And all these things started just before I went to Japan. So I switched it back on, switched the UV back on, slowed the filter right down to 4,000 litres an hour on the inside of here, just to tick over. Switched this other system off, disconnected the pump from the mains, but still left the pump in the pond. But today I want to get the old pump out, leaving the pipe work in situ because we might be able to reuse that again. Get the old pump out, have a check of it, see if it's just something, whether or not it's something that's I might be able to amend or sort. I don't know. I haven't really looked at it. Obviously, with it going wrong 2 days before going to Japan, there wasn't really much time to be able to do anything, to get anything sorted out. So that's one thing to do. I want to get the net up a bit and get some of the odd leaves that managed to sneak their way through off the bottom of the pond and get them backed out, and then get the garden tidied up a little bit and give it a bit of a kick into spring, so to speak. And also what I do want to do This has been one hell of an experience.
Very nice. Oh, look at the nice store there. Have a look at that. He's gave this filter system a nice good clean. First chamber, take out the jack matting. Second filter, just drop it, cycle it through, drop it again. This one, media out and back in again. But we have something missing from here. What should be there is my air pump. And I came out to try a few things and test things to see how everything was, to find out that my air pump wasn't working. So, hang fire there a minute while I go get it. So, this is the air pump that did pack in, and I tried to switch everything back on to see if I could get stuff up and running and working again, and it were having none of it. So I stripped it apart. First of all, took the top off, and in there was the air filter, which I actually thought the air filter was black and cream until I gave it a rinse out and found out that it was supposed to be cream. So the air filter got cleaned off, and then I've refitted it back in. But I also took all these fixings out, all four all the way around, and I stripped the little piston pump that's inside it, lubricated it all up and put it back in, plugged it back in, and it started working. So my theory was, after being running for such a long time and being switched off as not being required and not being needed, that the piston had seized. Not bad, enough to be able to prevent it from switching over and running through. So all we need to do now is bang this back in, get the pipe connected back up, and we should be able to do a little test to see if it works. He says, let's just test it, see if it still works after being sat all night from last night. There we go. Sweet, running still. So we'll get this pump back into position and we'll get it connected back up, and we'll see how much air it's producing and whether or not it's had any effect on it. That's it, connected back up. We're just going to see how well and how much air it puts out. Just a little bit of cable management again to tidy all that back up. Haha! Happy days. Have a look at this. So, there we go. Sweet. That's mint. Running just as it was. Plenty of air and oxygen so we can get that going back again. I don't know if I'm going to leave it on right now. I just wanted to make sure that everything was up running and working. Yesterday I was getting absolutely nothing, not even a sound of the air pump running. So plenty of air, plenty of air, plenty of flow. We're only running just over half, just over half of the 10,000 litres, so it's running at about 5,000 or 6,000, and then we've got the 2 there as well. There's just the odd few little bits and bats of leaves on board, and a bit of blanket algae as well that I want to get rid of, and a piece of paper that's just down there on bottom of the pond as well. We got one fish just down here, a little Deutsche Achiever from New Forest Koi, which I reckon that fish has got drops in. Other than that, everybody else is looking pretty good. Made it through unscathed. That shower down there is absolute shit. All the bennies dropping off of it. It's going to turn into a lovely Shuramuja. Some of the sumis come up, but the bennies dropped off. But yeah, there's a few there that will be, as I've said many times before, Nagoshki's turned to shit as well. It's covered in the odd little bits of shimmies over the floating benny. Well, it's not that bad. Everybody else is looking good. The benny guy that got caught by the heron, most of its scales are back, but the coloration of the scales that have come back look a bit lighter than what it did. There's a few in there that's got carp pox. But all in all, even the Matsukawabaki, which I thought I might have lost this winter, it seems to be okay too. Just down there. Again, that one's still got trouble with its swim bladder, but yeah, the vast majority of them working well. So, let's get cracked on and get doing what we need to do. First things first. We get this garden tidied and sorted, lawn cut, trimmed up. Spring is officially here, look. Well, not officially, but the plants are starting to show life. Got a couple of flowers starting to bud up on the old plum tree. Daffodils coming up. Just there, side of the acer tree, that's starting to bud up. A couple of little branches that need trimming off it. All in all, just a quick tidy up, general tidy up. Filter maintenance, deep filter clean. Yeah, deep filter clean. I'm well happy with that. I'm well happy that that pump's not bust. That saved some money. Sorry, air pump was not broken, that saved some money. So I just need to get myself a new replacement pump and get something sorted out there now with the trickle tower. And yeah, not too bad a winter. They say that there's supposed to be a little bit of a nip again, and it's supposed to drop off in temperatures again, and I'm just hoping that it doesn't. But yeah, What one hell of a start to the season this has been for me. A fantastic trip to Japan with Ryan, Jeff. That was absolutely unreal. Well, if any of you has watched the live, you'll have seen and heard and listened to me talk about it, but it was absolutely out of this world. To return, quit my job and started a new employment with Exclusively Koi. New car to me, with a little bit of a gift from my dad due to him no longer being able to make use of it due to a medical condition. Which is a bit of a shame, bit of a kick in teeth, but something that I will cherish and look after for as long as it's practically possible. I mean, it might even end up at some point becoming stored and kept as a keepsake from my dad. But till such time, I'm going to be enjoying the use of it and the driving of it, because it's always been a car that both me and my dad have been massive fans of right since I were a nipper. So yeah, what a start to 2025, guys. Trip to Japan, new employment, new vehicle. Let's see what the rest of it brings, eh? Nothing but a positive vibe on this side for me. What a start. Right guys, that's the garden done and tidied up as best as what we're going to be doing. The air's running and it seems to have perked them up a little bit. They're all shifting around and moving around a fair good bit. We're going to get the filters clean now. That's the next job on the task. And then I'm going to treat for blanket weed, because I have a good covering of blanket weed and I want to get that nipped in bud. And whilst it's up at 10 degrees, it'll only take a couple of days for it to get killed off and died back, and then we should be somewhere right. Well, let's spin you around and have a quick look at this. We got all the garden trimmed back, all tidied up. Garden tidied up a bit. And somebody was asking me the other day how the lemon harawaki is doing. And if you look, it's just down there. It ain't so small anymore. Everybody's looking pretty damn good. But yeah, just there in the middle. So the air pump's mended again. Garden started out. Next thing I need to do is drop some water, do a water test as well as, and then clean the filters out. So I've just taken out the bar work here and given that a little bit of a clean out, because that was all full of a little bit of blanket weed that's been coming through. I've just drained down the full systems to give the barrels all an empty out. Next thing I'm going to do is refill them back up again. Actually, it's back on and refilling now. Once those have all filled back up again, I'm going to switch the air on, gyrate them all up again, get them turning over for a little bit, and then I'm going to flush them out again and do that 3 times, and that's the filters clean. As you can hear there now, that's the first barrel filled and it's filling up now. I'm starting to fill up the second chamber. And then we'll be going into the third one, and when it gets all 3 filled, I'll be switching the pump off again. I'm going to agitate all the mediates in there, and in this one and in this one, and then obviously give them a good clean out. I might even take out the filter pads from inside there and give them a jet wash off, depending on how mucky they look. But we'll see. Shouldn't be too bad, because there's been very little food going in since I give them a good clean going into winter. So we might just leave it be and let them stay as they are matured up, and not jet wash them all off so it's spotless clean, and just give them a good agitation with the air, which is just underneath there. Just turn those, open those 3 taps up and let the air bubble up and through them all to loosen up the waste, and then flush it away to waste again with the slide valves here at the bottom. There you can see now, second chamber is filling back up again. And then should start to flow, and has done now, into the third. And once that gets a bit more water in there, it should start to turn over again. The media is looking nice and mature. And I'm actually going to bang in a little bit of PSB as well to help with the beneficial bacteria and kicking in for the season and spring coming in, and then hopefully we should get a bit of an extra boost with the beneficial bacteria for the pond. I do believe we have some just up here. So we're going to get some of the PSB added in. Ooh. This stuff stinks, man.
That's it, it's running again now. Right, so that's the third drop done. And close that off, close that off, close that one off, and then start the pump back up again. And that's it all flowing back in again. Fill these back up. We've got the hose pipe going back in. We're going to add some safe to remove the chlorine, obviously, which will be coming in from the fresh tap water. And then hopefully I'm going to get this little bit, get all these leaves backed up off at the bottom of the pond. Oh, snail shell that's in there as well, and see if we can get this pump out. If not, then I might do that come next weekend. But I seem to have moved and disturbed a lot of these leaves up a bit now by having air running again, so I might just let the filter system pull them up and get them out and give them a bit of a shift around and let the filter take care of it. But we'll see. So whether or not I've got enough time left in the day to get it done. And that's the filter filling back up. I'm going to add some PSB. Once we've got the PSB in, we're then going to do a water test just to check the ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, pH, GH, KH, just to make sure everything's on track. If not, then we'll be adding a little bit of, I think the only thing that'll be the GH, or the KH should I say. That'll probably be an issue. Maybe the pH might be a little bit low, but we'll see. I know when my KH at my tap water is still 0, so I get the system filled back up again. Pond top back up. We've had a good water change, had a good filter clean, and that is that. Weekend preparation done. Sorry, I just wondered what that noise was. That was the media filling back up inside the barrel. Job's a good one. Get a bit of the old pond maintenance done, and then hopefully they reckon that we're going to be having a bit of a cold nip again. I'm really hoping not, but we'll see what happens. So far the system seems to be running fine just with this filter. We'll see about getting a new one made in the very near coming future. I just need to pick up some new barrels, some new what do you call it? New pump, and either a new water butt again and make one the same as it is, because it works. It's done a fine job and it's been alright for the last 4 years. It's relatively cheap and simple, so we'll get cracked on. I'll get back to you in a bit. Alright guys, we've just done a KH test and a KH of 7. We've got a pH of 7.5. And next one to do now is the nitrite, nitrate and ammonia. So we need 6 of these. 6 of them and 6 of number 2. And so far everything's looking good. Six drops is what I was meaning by 6 of them. Give that a shake up and a 10-minute test. Five of these.
a 2-minute test. Actually, that cage is still blue, and I give it a good shake up. There we go. Wow, so I actually got a KH of 9. That's a big, it's a big surprise. It's normally, my KH is normally pretty damn low, which is good. And then, ammonia test. 5 drops of all 3 bottles. And again, 10-minute test. So that's the 2 minutes for nitrate. Looking at that, we've got a pretty clear. We've only got a slight trace, but that's not bad for this time of year, season, when the filter's just starting to kick back in. So we can wang that one out. So NO2 is good. NO3 is going to have a little bit in it by the look of it, but it's still got another 7 minutes on that test. The pH and KH is fine. You don't need to be adding anything. Water qualities on the pH and KH are good. Let's see what the ammonia and nitrite are. And then we're sorted. Apart from a bit of vacuuming out of the pond. I've added some PSB and I've added some dechlorinator or safe, which actually not only does it removes chlorine, chloramine and ammonia and detoxifies nitrites and nitrates, but its main reason for adding it is the fact that it and I've added that after I'd taken the water samples first to see what the parameters were before I've added it in. But it actually removes chlorine and chloramines, so that's the main reason for adding it. PSB's gone in, so that should give the filter system a kickstart and a help. I'm going to add again daily the amount that's required over a week, I think it is. And then you add it then once a week from there on in. I'm going to have to get myself another bottle at some point, we're running a little low. But I've been out here most of the day with fish and having a look at them and keeping my eye on them while I've been doing gardening and what have you. I've not seen a single fish flashing, so we're coming out of winter with what appears to be parasite free. And I'm not taking fish out to scrape them just for the sake of it. If we've got no flashing and no flicking right now and carrying on in any strange way, I'm going to take that as being a good sign and something that we don't need to be worrying about. Right, so what we're coming up to now. Four minutes left. We're doing a water change and that is looking a little high, so just as well, but at least it's converting over into nitrate. Nitrite was alright, so that means the filter has been doing pretty well throughout the winter period. And so far, that's the ammonia, that's looking like it's going to turn a nice yellow colour. So I'll wait till the end of the results of that, and then we'll see what's next on the agenda. Right, I've actually got one more job I need to do. Just switch the pump off for a minute. I need to check this leaf strainer and make sure that this is clean and clear. And get all that out of it. So now all we're going to do is start it back up again. That should be it. Well, there we go. That's back up and running again. Yep, she's going. Oh, we got a nitrate of about 5.0 and we've got ammonia, which was, I would have said, between 0 and 0.2. So with a bit of PSP added in and the filter being kicked back into gear, everything's looking good. I ain't going to panic and worry about levels that are up a little bit because we're just doing a water change, a filter clean and a water change now, so nothing to worry about on that side of things. And everything's looking good. The only thing that's left to do now is the vacuum of the bottom of the pond, but I don't think I'm going to have time because it's going to be dark in another hour and I ain't going to get the chance or the opportunity to get it done and get it finished, so we'll push that one on to the next evening's work. If I get a Friday or whatever this week or next week, but for now we're topping back up the system, topping back up the pond, and then that's all this week's job's done. Happy days. Right, let's get all this locked, closed back up, lids are all on, lights off. Oh no, where's the keys? I do this every time, man. So, left them in door. Filter clean's done. Garden tidied and cleaned up. Fish are looking bang on. Air pump's running, UV's back on, filter clean done. Just got the bottom to back on, but like I said, running out of daylight now, the sun's going down. At least we've got the bulk of the jobs done and everybody in there is looking absolutely bang on. So guys, if you've been enjoying this kind of content, do us a huge favour, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and until next time guys, keep smiling and we'll catch you on the next one. Stood on balance beams, probably one of the most famous ponds